It was just past noon in the middle of Adana's usual rough day, horns blaring, street hawkers yelling and buses screeching to a stop. But in a single heart-stopping moment, time stood still. A sharp scream pierced through the air. Then came the sound bang. People turned around. There, lying on the roadside like a broken doll, was a girl. Her legs were bent unnaturally. Blood smeared her forehead. Her lips were parted, her eyes half open. A second girl, her exact look-alike, dropped beside her, screaming, "Gozi, wake up, please, somebody help." Her cries cut through the noise of the market like a knife. A black Bentley slammed its brakes and rolled to a stop just beside the scene. Its door swung open, and a man in a blue kaftan rushed out, horror written all over his face. He stood, frozen for a second, staring at the bleeding child, then shouted, "Driver, get her in the car now." The driver leapt into action, lifting the unconscious girl as the twin refused to let go of her hand. Sobbing, no one knew who the man was just yet, but that single moment would change all of their lives forever. And back at the corner restaurant, Zainab was inside stacking used plates, having no idea that she would never see the twins again. Let's go back to where this story truly began. 2 months earlier, Zainab, 23 years old, was just another poor waitress working long shifts in a small restaurant in Oshodi. Her uniform was black and white with a white cap that never sat right on her natural hair. Her salary barely covered her mother's medicine and her little brother's school fees, but she was grateful to have work. She'd been serving food at that restaurant for nearly a year, but something changed one Monday morning. That was the first day she saw them. 2 girls, identical twins. They were sitting on the pavement beside the restaurant's back alley, wearing ash-colored gowns so worn out they were nearly threadbare. Their dresses were stained with dried mud, and their cheeks smudged with dust. Their hair was tangled and rough, scattered around their faces like a halo of sadness. But it was their eyes that struck Zainab the most. Those eyes weren't just tired, they looked haunted. She noticed them again the next day, still sitting in the same spot, still hungry, still holding each other's hands like they were the only things they had left in the world. Zainab felt something inside her shift. She couldn't look away. "Poor girls," she whispered under her breath as she cleared the kitchen counter. She'd seen a lot of street kids in Oshodi. Some were rough, some aggressive, but these 2 looked like they'd never even raised their voices. Still, she said nothing until the 3rd day. That day, Zainab couldn't take it anymore. As she stood in the staff toilet during her short break, tears filled her eyes. She remembered her own story. The way she and her mother were turned away from hospitals because they had no money. The way her baby brother had died in her arms when she was just 14. Kindness was what they needed, and she couldn't just watch. So she made a plan. Later that evening, while Madame Folake was busy shouting at a customer over pepper soup, Zainab carefully filled 2 takeaway packs with jollof rice, tucked spoons inside, wrapped the packs in a black plastic bag, and tiptoed through the back door. The twins were still there. One of them was crying softly. The other had her arms around her, gently rocking her. Zainab squatted beside them. "Hi," she said softly. "Don't be scared. I brought you something." The girls looked up startled. Zainab smiled gently as she handed the bag over. "My name is Zainab," she said. "What's yours?" They hesitated. "I'm Amara," one of them said quietly. "And this is my sister, Gozi." That was the beginning of everything. From that day on, Zainab made it her mission. Every single day, she brought food. Sometimes it was rice, sometimes beans. On Sundays, if things went well, they got meat too. But it was always done in secret because Madame Folake hated beggars. "Do you want this place to turn into a homeless shelter?" she once yelled when she saw Zainab giving leftover rice to a boy in the parking lot. So Zainab had to sneak around. Even though she paid for the food with her own salary, half of what she earned each month went into those 2 plates. She didn't tell anyone, but every night when she closed her eyes, she knew she had done the right thing. And every day she saw Gozi and Amara smile, her heart felt full. One afternoon, she finally asked the question that had been burning in her chest. "Why are you girls out here all alone?" Their answer crushed her. "Our parents died," Gozi said. "A big trailer hit their car." Zainab gasped. "They were buried 3 days later," Amara added. "Then our aunt and uncle came. They chased us out of our house, said we killed our parents. They called us witches." Zainab was speechless. "They sold our house, everything, even our school books. They didn't give us a single naira," Gozi whispered. Tears rolled down Zainab's cheeks. She reached out and pulled them into a warm hug. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "No child should ever go through that." From that moment, she loved them like her own sisters. She even began saving more so she could buy them shoes and clothes. And though she could barely afford it, she started sneaking water sachets to them on hot days. For weeks, they became part of her world until the day of the accident. That day, Zainab's shift had barely started when she noticed the twins running toward the market. Moments later, she heard the scream, the bang, and saw the crowd forming. She dropped her tray and ran, but by the time she got there, the Bentley had already sped away with them. She never saw them again. And though life went on, she never forgot the haunted eyes of two little girls in worn-out dresses, or how, for a short while they had, made her heart feel full again.